Well, taking the Advance Auto Parts victory lap is an 11-year-old champion. Now, he hasn't quite made it up to the NASCAR level yet, but he hails from Palmer, Alaska, and he competes and has already won a championship at Alaska Raceway Park, the only Alaskan racetrack in NASCAR or in the entire state. Wyatt Flowers joins me here on Wind Tunnel. Wyatt, first of all, congratulations on that Bandolero championship. That's a check box number one in your hopes to someday land that Camping World Truck Series ride.
Well, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started, because as I understand it, you and your dad had built a racetrack in your backyard and started racing go-karts. Is that right?
Well, it was a razor, they call them. It has a roll bar, and
Uh-huh.
it doesn't it goes 25, 30. And I kind of just around our house there was just this little gravel and dirt drive to go around just to turn around the cars, and I have been racing on it with my razor and stuff. But what really got me into racing is I had always collected toy cars like Hot Wheels whenever I was little, and my dad had told me about whenever he raced in dirt, and um, whenever I first started racing, I had finally really started watching NASCAR and staying up to date with it, and that's what kind of like that's how I kind of knew what the Truck Series was because I didn't really know what the Truck Series was. Besides, it was just trucks racing, but now I've gotten to know them and my favorite drivers in there.
And your favorite driver is Haley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you like Haley Deegan? What is it about that Ford 150 driver that really lights you up?
Well, it's more that I don't know. I just like how she races. She's really clean and she's not rude. I said she's a nice person, and I I mean, I just like to watch them race, and I kind of just started like watching her race because I always have liked Fords and trucks a lot, and it kind of drew my attention to the Fords. And I was watching the big guys race, and then I watched the trucks and stuff, and I saw Haley Deegan and how she's a really nice person. So
So you go from your backyard with your razor. Your dad comes up with a bandolero that decides to take it to Alaska Raceway Park. That's a big jump, young man, to go from the backyard to a for real racetrack. Tell me about the first time that you were on the track with that bandolero car. What'd you think and how'd you feel?
well, I was actually feeling pretty good. Um, that the first time I went out there, I wasn't going as fast, but I know something was kind of wrong with my car because it was a really old car and we pulled it out of a foot of snow. And you know, I was just going around and they said like keep to the really low line, so I was doing that for the first few weeks, but then I was watching one of the faster guys, Trent, and I was seeing how he was going up to the higher line, and my dad would tell me, you know, try out this line and stuff. So I try it out, and then actually there's this guy. His name is Tyler. He used to drive my car, uh, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know, but he was asking me how the car feels, and he knew it was kind of loose for a setup, and he was telling me kind of what lines to use and stuff. So
Now, the Bandolero series was introduced 1 year ago, and because of the car count, understandably being as far removed from Charlotte, North Carolina as Alaska Raceway Park is, you had to compete against, well, a lot of older drivers. I believe Bandoleros, you can compete up until what, 15, 16, 17 years old. And at age 11, you dusted them all off. You won the very first title. How did that feel?
You know, it felt really good. It actually got rained out on that last race, and I couldn't exactly like process. Okay, I just won the championship. We got rained out. It was really crazy, but I like didn't understand at first. It just came so quickly to me. So it felt really good. I had tried really hard that year, not to win, just to have fun and do my best.
Well, I see your dad joined you, and John, I got to ask you, how proud were you to see your son first year? He still had the rookie stripes on the back of that bandolero, and he smokes them.
Well, I was definitely proud, but we were proud of all the kids from where they started, with them all being rookies and just all the improvements through the year that, all the kids did an excellent job, and we were just fortunate to come out on top. And I think that the one thing that I know Wyatt did is we practiced a lot, and his little car was there when they opened the pit gate to practice. And I mean, he would put 100 laps in a practice, and he definitely put the effort in. And I just tried to give him a car that would stay under him and let him do his, just learn and progress. And he did it. So.
Well, the other aspect to it too, John, is the relationship that you get to share with your son, because it goes deeper than just being a dad. It's a brotherhood, as you know, having been a former racer yourself. They call it the racing fraternity, and now you understand what he's saying when he gets out of the car, but he also understands what you're telling him he needs to do. And that's kind of a very unique bond between not just a father and a son, but a crew chief and a driver.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, and especially this year, we practiced and before, and he can tell me a little bit more now and understand some of the terms, and he did a lot of work with me over the winter. We redid the car, and he did some painting, a lot of the stickers. He wanted to be a lot more involved, and so I just kind of let him do as much as he can, because it's bigger than racing. It teaches him so much about life, and as much as he's willing to take responsibility, I will give it to him.
So Wyatt, when you go off to school, do your classmates know that you're a championship race car driver?
I don't talk about it that much, but they know that I'm a race car driver, and some of them say that they're impressed what I can do. I actually got a picture put up in it's like a glass frame, and it's from my first win, and it's at school in
Wow.
the office. And they'll pass by going to the music room and say, or they'll just be like, "Good job, Wyatt," if they're close to me, or they'll think that whenever they're not close to me. So.
Well, Wyatt, I have absolutely zero doubt that along the way, with the help of your dad and the rest of your family, that you won't attain that goal, that dream that you have to maybe land a Camping World Truck Series ride. I just last week interviewed Carson Hocevar from the Camping World Truck Series. And, the first time he drove a full-bodied late model was he tested the car at age 12. So it can happen. And you just keep up the good work. Make sure that you do well in school. You listen to your family, especially your crew chief there, your dad and your car owner. And I have no doubt, probably just sooner rather than later, you'll be moving from Alaska to the heartland of NASCAR in North Carolina, because you'll have landed a full-time ride in the Camping World Truck Series. But I do wish you the best of luck at Alaska Raceway Park this year, and go get another championship.
Well, thank you.